I'm Remy from lotr, and I'm at the Belgian coast. This has nothing to do with the video. Back to you, Remy, in the studio. Hi, I'm Remy from lotr. Welcome back to the channel. First of all, I want to say thank you to all the people who started subscribing. I've been climbing a lot for me, and it means a lot to me, so thank you to everybody who's new to the channel. And today I'm gonna show you how I painted my Uruk-hai Ballista. Had some troubles putting it all together. My wife came, said I was stupid, and now it's together, it's painted, and I want to share the journey with you. So first off, I put the ballista to a base. Maybe that's controversial. I just like the way how it looks, and it just makes it cooler. That's the reason we all do this, to make things look cool, have a cool army. Let's be real here. So first off, after I based everything, and with based I mean, I think I used sand, some random stones I had laying around, and of course the ballista all on the base. I gave the good black prime. Maybe I'll show some footage again of me priming my minis.
Go.
Oh god. At my mom's place, I do it horribly. And after that I just did a rinox hide over everything except the rocks. If I accidentally painted the rocks, I'm not gonna be, oh no. And after waiting about 10 minutes to make sure it's really dry, because the next step is a dry brush of mournfang brown. And I don't really care if there are some blotches in the dry brushing stage at this point. It's a pretty heavy dry brush. I still want to see the layer we did before this, but it's ground, it's gonna have some variation, and having some blotches that are just mostly mournfang brown instead of a highlight, it's not a big deal, at least not for me. After that I did a lighter dry brush of baneblade brown. And I'm doing all these dry brushes because this is how I painted the bases of my Uruk-hai warriors. So I want it to be one cohesive thing, not 10 different types of bases in one army. So yeah, just a quick dry brush, stalling for time so I don't have to speed up the footage about 120 times, so you can actually see what's happening. Then I decided to start painting the rocks. First color I did was skavenblight dinge. Skavenblight dinge, yes. I'm reading from my computer. And yeah, I just wanted to give it a little bit of a Helm's Deep feel, and to accentuate the Helm's Deep feel, I used Tyran blue. It's a wash, and I used it on the rocks. I don't think I actually used it on the ground, but I used it on the rocks to give it a little bit more of a blue feel, because in the battle scenes at Helm's Deep, at least the ones at night, you can see there is a bit of a blue shine. It's a superior way to record an action scene in the dark. I mean, most modern movies that shoot in the dark should take... Just look at Lord of the Rings, it's perfect in almost every way possible. That's a fact. After the wash is dry, I use stormvermin fur for a dry brush, just to, well, give the stone a little bit more detail. After that dry brush, I did another dry brush of dawnstone, just to get that, well, the detail really popping. The last dry brush was a lot lighter than the one I did before. And at this point I was getting pretty pleased with the base. But I also have glued spears and shields and all kinds of extras I had laying around that I just glued on the base to make it feel more alive, not just a still landscape with something plonked onto it. So I decided to first start painting the rohan bits, like the tip of the spear on the rocks. I paint that in ironbreaker because I wanted to use the same colors that I used for my rohan army. It will look just nicer that way. And for the shaft I use mournfang brown again. Could have done this more efficiently, not using the same paint 5 different times in one paint scheme and just do it. Yeah, probably. I'm not efficient, I'm having fun. Then I just did a quick agrax earthshade wash over it. And that's that done. Like, it's that easy. It looks grimy, it looks used, it looks like Uruk-hai have trampled over it. That's all I wanted with this spear, with the Rohan parts. So now it's time to paint the ballista itself and the shields from the Uruk-hai that are laying around as well. And to start off I use warplock bronze for the metal bits, and that's gonna be the base layer for the metal. Because after warplock bronze is applied to the ballista, the shields, only the metal parts. After that's done I use black templar, and I try not to use too much, just a thin coat, as thin as possible. But because this is a pretty big thing, I got a little sloppy here and there and was just like, it's good enough, even though it's a big like layer of contrast paint on top of it. So after that's dry, you have covered the warplock bronze with black templar, and now you're like, Lemmy, my metal doesn't really look like metal, you can see a little bit of the warplock bronze underneath the black templar, and that's all cool and everything, but there is one step missing, and that one step is a dry brush of leadbelcher. Just a dry brush of leadbelcher, everything starts popping, and you'll see it. I personally actually love how this comes out. It's the only way I want to paint my Uruk-hai armor at this point. And it's fun to do, it's easy to do. It just, it's amazing. You can probably see it right now at the footage somewhere. That it actually looks surprisingly good. But then I still had to paint the wood part. And for the wood parts, I used thondria brown. It's the first time I used this brown in a video, I think, even. And after spending a little too much time maybe on the metal parts, I didn't want to use up too much time on the wood parts, because I could already see that it's looking quite amazing. So that's the only thing I did for the wood, except for an agrax earthshade layer on top. Shade layer. Just a good old wash of agrax earthshade, that's what I'm trying to say. And after that I also did try not to hit the metal parts of the ballista, because they already look amazing. They don't need that extra touch of agrax earthshade. It's something I will not say that often, not to use agrax earthshade. But just don't get it on the metal. If you do, you can just wipe it off with your finger. It dries not that fast. After that's done, look at your ballista and bam! I loved how it looked. I mean, that's amazing. I just still had to paint the, crew members. So I ended up painting the crew members as well. One of them, I took some inspiration from the Games Workshop site. On the site you can see one of them is pointing and his hand is white, like he just stamped a lot of Uruk-hai with a white hand. And it's a great little detail, and I wanted to incorporate that, so I used a lot of very light greys, and I went with the darkest one first, and I just blotched it on. But I'm gonna show you how I paint all that in one of my next videos about the second White Hand army. This is a great edition. Is it second hand? Nope. Could I have bought it second hand? Yes. But it was gonna be almost the same price as a new one. And yeah, it was already assembled, and I was like, if I'm gonna have a wonky ballista, I want it to be my fault that it's wonky, not some random guy I bought the ballista off from the internet. That sentence did not make any grammatical sense, I think. So yeah, I want it to be my fault, not some random guy's fault who put it together and sold it on the internet. And yeah, it's not second hand, but it counts in my books because it's my army. I can decide whatever the fuck I want to do. If I want to put fucking Frodo in the army, who's gonna stop me? Probably Games Workshop there. they are suddenly producing a lot of new books. And one of them, The Rise of Angmar, is instantly, pretty much instantly, not longer viable in like matched ranking plays, official Games Workshop tournaments. So yeah, that's great. It really bothers me for some reason they would do that. Why couldn't the two teams that make the new rules and the new supplement just get together, talk about it? Makes no fucking sense to me, but what the fuck do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. Hope to see you in the next one. I think I will paint some more dwarves finally, it's been a little while. So yeah, see you then, bye. It's the superior way to film an action station. Did I press record? Oh yeah, I did. Instantly forgot apparently. I'm gonna cut that out. Oh, did I press record? A lot of extra pips after the fuck my goodness. Fuck, I'm glad it's a quick video. Oh, I'm sweating my nuts off. Oh,